Welcome, everyone, to another episode of A Sister and Her Mister. Today, we're so excited. We have Grace with us. She is a fellow sister from the sisterhood who reversed her symptoms, and now she is pregnant. We're so excited to have her join us. Welcome.
Welcome, Grace.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, our pleasure. Our pleasure. We've heard so much about your story. We went on an Instagram live together, and it was such a great, inspirational, motivational story for other sisters, which is why we want to have this special podcast interview with you to talk about your journey from the beginning, the the trials and tribulations you went through, and of course, where you are today. So, thank you for just being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course.
Doctor said you got PCOS. Now go on, girl, just lose some weight. Till I took the symptoms into my own hands and reversed them naturally.
I was reading through our DMs and I saw that you shared some of your PCOS symptoms that you were struggling with in the beginning. And I think they're all really relatable. And the people who are listening right now are like, they just want to sit here and talk to you themselves. So I'm going to speak from their voice and we are going to spill all the tea because everyone wants to hear it.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that you had cystic acne, fatigue, headaches, cravings, anxiety, painful periods, weight fluctuations, hair loss, excess facial hair. Tell us like what it feels like to be here today, right now, with those symptoms reversed, and what it was like when you were first struggling with them. Because it's such a trip to be able to look back now.
Yeah, and it really sounds awful when you read them all together like that. Um,
You
but yeah,
listed them.
it's definitely exciting. Like every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, wow, my skin is clear. Like it's still shocking to me, even though like it's been a few months now. But it's just exciting. It's cool to see how like elastic, I guess, our bodies can be when we start taking care of them properly and figuring out what's going on. Um, but yeah, definitely was feeling just exhausted all the time before I knew what was going on. I also, one of the reasons I went to my functional medicine doctor was the anxiety that I was feeling was so high. Like I was trying to explain to her, it's like, I feel like I'm scared of something that's going to jump out from behind a
Mm,
corner at me. And like, I just feel like I'm like living in a state of heightened alertness and like something's wrong. And I told her, like, I live in a safe area. I have a great marriage. I have a great family. Like, I don't know what the issue is. And so she kind of was helping me pursue the path of like, well, maybe, things are out of balance. We need to figure out what's going on. So not living in that constant like fear that something's going to jump out at you is such a huge difference.
That's
I know.
incredible.
And like I feel like we also get into those feelings like over a long period of time. So for example, if you're stressed out about work, school, just life in general, feels like when that stress continues for like weeks, months, it starts to become permanent even after that situation resolves.
Yeah, for sure.
How long did it take you to reverse your symptoms?
I would say probably maybe in like 8 to 9 months, like after I really
Mhm.
started trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you mean really started trying like you were super consistent?
Yeah, so, like, I kind of like you've suggested, like, don't try to start everything at once, so I kind of, like, started a few things at a time. So, like, I was diagnosed in October of 2023, and by March, I was pretty much doing most everything, like the workouts, the Ovasitol and supplements, and the gluten and dairy free. And I would say, like, by July, August, I felt like I was in a really good spot. And that's also when we got pregnant. So
Oh,
it kind of
amazing.
That's
was
amazing.
full circle.
I did want to just rewind back for a second because I want to hear about like when you went to the functional doctor and you mentioned these situations with your stress, anxiety. What were the next steps that they provided for you?
Yeah, she wanted me to start on several different supplements, including ashwagandha for the anxiety, like just
Hmm.
to try to tone things down and
Yeah.
help me feel more calm. But yeah, it was mostly supplements. She suggested working out and some diet changes. But she kind of suggested like a really intense elimination diet where like you eliminate pretty much everything and then like reintroduce stuff. Like that just sounded so overwhelming to me. And I found you guys' account like it was probably like a couple weeks after I was diagnosed. And when you suggested like just cut out gluten and dairy and see what that does for you, I was like, oh, that I feel like I could do. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was kind of like a combination.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Like you combine the suggestions of your doctor and some of the suggestions that we have, kind of finding a nice balance in between. So that's really good.
Yeah, and your workouts were super helpful too because when she was talking about like, oh yeah, you should like do some strength training and work out, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin to
Yeah,
like try to find a regimen. And so when I found you guys and you had a couple like YouTube videos, I was like, oh, I'll just follow these and see how they do. And I loved them. So
that's amazing.
That's
So happy to hear
amazing.
that. Yeah. We have those full workout videos on YouTube just for that reason. So for anyone who's like new, has never tried a workout, but of course just doesn't know what to do, so they want to like try it out. Those YouTube videos, full-length workout videos are perfect for anyone who just wants to try out those slow weight workouts.
yeah, it was so helpful because it like I felt like I got a good workout in, but I wasn't like dying at the end. I was like, I would actually do that again. So it was
Yeah.
great.
That's
How
awesome.
often do you do it?
I aim for 3 times a week.
Nice.
Perfect.
That has
You
not
can
been
do
as
it while you're pregnant.
consistent, but
I know
yeah,
you're
I
pregnant.
I kind of do some modifications. Apple Fitness has some pregnancy workouts and
Oh,
they show
nice.
you like different modifications you can do for like different stages of pregnancy. So I've kind of been doing a combination of those things.
That's
Awesome.
really awesome.
So I saw in your DM that you said that your ultrasound completely changed, which is something that happened to me too. I had ovarian cysts, and then after doing all the things, they completely disappeared. So what was that experience like?
I was shocked. I wasn't expecting it because like I know a lot of my like external symptoms had gone away, but I didn't know if my ovaries had been impacted. Like I didn't know how long that would take. So when we were in the ultrasound looking at baby, and then she's like, "Oh, and this is your ovary, and here's your other ovary." I'm like, "Oh, what do they look like?" And she's like, "They look great." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." I was like,
That's
"I have
amazing.
Perfect.
PCOS, so I was not expecting that."
I know. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's just something a lot of people don't realize is like your ovarian cysts can literally disappear on their own, and you can change a complete image picture of your ovaries within like 6 months.
Yeah. And I know that you guys have said that, and I was like, man, that's really cool. That'd be cool if it happened for me. And apparently it
Yeah,
Right.
did. So,
yeah.
What about the labs? Like, did you see a big difference in your lab results?
so the last labs I had were, I think, May or June of last year. And I hadn't seen they like some of my numbers had changed, like my vitamin D and my iron, and like some of the things I was low in had changed. But like my testosterone and my DHEA were still fairly high. And so I was like, that was kind of discouraging. But then I also have to remember, like, I'm looking at how I feel and like how my symptoms are improving. And I
Mhm.
think that eventually those lab results will catch up.
Right.
Yeah.
If not, I may need to revisit after we have the baby and just see, like, okay, what else do I need to tweak to
For
Yeah,
continue
sure.
to bring these numbers
absolutely.
down?
That's the thing too, is like with anything, it's like a lifelong like commitment. So like your numbers will change throughout your life, and you have to just keep like checking it once a year or once every 2 years to make sure you're able to kind of stay on top of it and adjust things accordingly.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So in the beginning, after you went to the functional doctor, and then you started following us and trying to incorporate some of the gluten and dairy free. What were some of the other things you did, like in addition to gluten and dairy, removing them? But what were some of the other things you did that you felt like made a huge difference in the beginning of your journey, where you started to make those differences?
Yeah, I think taking the Ovasettol definitely helped. I'm still taking it and I can tell when I miss it. Just becoming more forgetful lately. There are days where I don't take it and I'm like, oh man, I should take that.
That's so
So that
funny.
was something that helped for sure. Um, the working out too, like just
Mm,
seeing how that like picked up my endorphins, picked up my energy.
yeah.
So those two things I think did a lot.
That's amazing. Yeah, both
Yeah.
of those really focus on insulin resistance as well. So because the slow way to workouts, They're helping you pick up the excess sugar in your bloodstream, convert to energy. And then, of course, Ovasitol, it's meant to help with insulin resistance as well as egg quality, ovulation. I'm sure that also had a impact on you getting pregnant as well, taking Ovasitol in addition to everything else you did.
Yeah, for sure. And like I mention it to friends, like if they're like, we want to have kids, I'm like, why don't you try this? Like it's super
We
helpful.
Same thing here.
I
Like any
know.
friend that we know that's like just tells us, "Oh, we're trying to get pregnant. Is there anything you suggest?" Literally, the first thing we'll do is send them Ovasitol, or like even we're friends with like a bunch of influencers online that we don't say their names because they want to be private, but they have like millions of followers, and a few of them have gotten pregnant because of Ovasitol because we sent it to them. They
That's
just don't
awesome.
mention it because obviously it's like influencers. But like it's really a thing. We've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's incredible. I know. So many people have gotten pregnant with Ovasitol. So I'm so happy that you gave it a try. So tell us a little bit about your lifestyle. So you're incorporating all of these new things. You're going gluten and dairy free, you're lifting weights. Like what does a day in your life look like now that you're managing PCOS since it's an ongoing thing?
Hmm.
And PCOS is a lifelong condition. Like how do we paint the picture for someone who's listening who wants to change their lifestyle?
Yeah. Well, let me give you the non-pregnant version because the pregnant version is a little bit different every day, depending on how I
Okay.
feel. Um, but before getting pregnant, usually 3 times a week, like my husband and I would get up super early. We have a gym on our apartment complex, which is so convenient. But usually like around 6:30, I'll go down to the gym, do like a half hour to 40-minute workout, and just kind of shower, breakfast. I usually try to take my vitamins at lunch. It just goes better for me. Although the Ovasettol I take in the morning at breakfast. And then I work usually in the afternoon if we can. We'll take a walk down to get our mail, and it's like a hill. So we're like going downhill and then uphill on the way back, which is a good cardio workout. Um,
Wow.
but
You got
yeah,
your
we
12,
usually
3:30 basically.
basically, yeah. Um, and then meals, we kind of already eat a lot that's naturally gluten free because we both love Mexican, Tex-Mex. We like Indian, so there's like a lot of rice and curry and
Yeah.
tacos and burritos that we do. So it's pretty easy to make that gluten and dairy free.
Yeah, you can
Um,
remove the dairy pretty easily or use corn
yeah.
tortillas, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, we try to cook most of our meals at home. We do live super close to a Chick-fil-A, so that can be
Nice.
dangerous, but for the most part, we cook most of our meals at home.
It's not the
So
worst one to be close to. There's a lot of other ones that's like could
it's
be much
true.
unhealthier.
It's true. And then we try to get to bed at a reasonable hour. So, because he gets up super early, like 5. I don't do that. But we try to get to bed like between 9 and 10 to make sure we're getting enough sleep, which makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, yeah, for
Totally.
sure. That's really good. Sleeping between 9 to 10, your husband wakes up at 5, you wake up a little bit later. That's really good, like 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night.
Yeah, it's felt really good.
Nice.
So basically, before this, were you like, it wasn't much different. It sounds like you slipped in some workouts, you
Hmm.
took off the cheese from your lunch, your dinner, took some supplements, and like it wasn't this like huge overhaul of your entire life that's like super devastating because you have to change
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah,
right?
I think the biggest thing was adding in the workouts because I wasn't really doing them um consistently at all. So
Yeah.
that was probably like the most noticeable life change. And then somewhat with the gluten was difficult because like I would eat toast a lot of times for breakfast or like um, you know, tortillas or whatever. But once I figured out like what I could swap those out with, it was
Yeah.
pretty easy.
And I
Nice.
say that because sometimes people are intimidated by
Mhm.
the lifestyle changes, and you'd be surprised, like if you kind of like wipe that from your mind, not approach it like it's intimidating, and instead say like, what small thing can I add to my day today, and like slowly build from there. It's much more feasible than you look at it and you're like, well, that's not that big of a deal. I just tweaked this, I had some supplements, woke up a little bit earlier, lifted weights in the morning instead of the afternoon. And like your lifestyle kind of shifts without you
Mhm.
feeling like it's a huge overhaul and it's intruding onto your life. I remember when I was diagnosed, I felt like I remember crying and be like, I have to go gluten and dairy free. And and then like realizing it's not that bad and I
Uh-huh.
feel great and no symptoms. Like, okay, I guess I didn't have to cry over that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think you like reminding people just try it for 30 days. Like it's not like for the rest of your life you can never have gluten. You can't even have it on your birthday. It's like no, just try it for like a month and see if it helps. And if it
yeah,
does, like you've just improved your life by so much.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
a lot of people have seen success doing like the 80-20 rule of like not eating it 80% of the time and having it, like you said, on the weekends or the 20% of the time. So there's a really good balance. And it's a really good reminder for everyone, just like both of you were saying, like it can feel like you have to turn your life upside down to start managing PCOS, which I can't blame anyone for thinking because like we talk about PCOS all the time. All the information can be like so much to like gather and plan out and do, but it can just start from just like one or two small changes. When I say small, it's still significant, but just by like adding a workout in or adding in a supplement like Ovasettol can be just that like spark that lets everything else like go better. So yeah, just for everyone listening, you don't have to change your entire life to see benefits with PCOS.
It's true. And even taking it one step at a time, like just start with the supplements and then you'll start feeling better. And then you add workouts and then you feel even better. And you just
Yeah,
kind of keep going down that path.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were struggling with insulin resistance. Is that something your doctor said?
No,
Mhm.
I don't think that we took the labs to test for that specifically. I didn't even know it was
Mm.
a thing until I
Oh,
found y'all's account. But
Oh
once
wow, I'm
I was like,
surprised.
wow.
yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
like once
surprised the
I
doctor
was,
didn't do it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. Once I was reading the symptoms of that, I'm like, that sounds like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
the reason why I ask this is because it sounds like the things that gave you the most bang for your buck or like impact were the things that were targeting insulin resistance. So you took supplements like Ovasitol and suddenly your cravings went away. And then that helped with your blood sugar control and helped with changing your diet because it felt less intrusive. Or
Mhm.
lifting weights, that also helped me a lot with cravings and blood sugar control. And so like you kind of, it sounds like you targeted insulin resistance first, maybe without trying, but like just by listening to us. Most women would be
Yeah.
80% of us have insulin resistance, anyways, with PCOS. So once you targeted that, the other next steps were a lot easier.
Yeah. And like feeling more energetic. And it's like, oh, I actually have the energy to work out. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, like sometimes so for anyone who's listening, if you don't really understand your PCOS type and you just like take someone's suggestion, do it, and it doesn't work, it can be a really annoying process because you might be doing something that your body's not ready to do yet. So maybe your body isn't ready to, I don't know, reduce your carb intake because you need a supplement like Ovasitol or because you need to start lifting weights to like give yourself that metabolic machinery so you're not starving in between meals. So sometimes it's discouraging for women who try things that don't work or they can't stick to it.
Hmm.
But the truth is, if you look at your PCOS type first and then take your next steps like you did, you'll find more success because you'll win immediately,
Mm,
and oh, my
Hmm.
cravings are less. Next, let's try something else. Like,
mhm.
and you'll feel more encouraged by it. We also have a
Yeah,
quiz in the description of this episode where you can discover your PCOS type and take your next steps. We just think it's so important to be able to do that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very well said.
I know. What can I say? I lived it. You lived it.
And we were talking about it earlier, but you're expecting you're due in May, so big congratulations on that. With that
Thank you
coming
so
up,
much.
of course, of course. And with that coming up, were there any changes that you had made to accommodate the pregnancy with PCOS? Was there anything from your doctor that they just made sure that you were doing just to make sure everything was going smoothly?
Yeah, I changed up my supplements a little bit. So I'm taking a prenatal, and then added in iron because it's easy to get low on iron during pregnancy.
Mm.
I'm taking more naps for sure. Also trying to drink more water just because you get so dehydrated more easily. But as far as the PCOS lifestyle, other than adjusting workouts for safety during pregnancy, there hasn't been too much that I've needed to change.
Nice.
I've relaxed on the no gluten and dairy a little bit. I don't know if it's true or not, but I know like I don't want my baby to be like allergic to gluten because I didn't eat any
Mm.
of it while I was pregnant.
Sure.
And also during the first trimester, like I kind of was using saltine crackers a lot.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't had to change too much, which has been it's been good.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome to hear. Yeah, well, we just want to congratulate you on that too, because I know it's been a journey for you. I think it was like 16 years, correct? Like going through PCO.
Was it six? Yeah, you said you were struggling with symptoms for 16 years.
It started in 2016, so like
Oh, wait,
like
sorry.
9 or 10
I mixed it up. I'm so
that's
sorry.
when
I could have sworn you
no,
said
you're
16
good.
years.
Well, it's actually probably close to that. I am 31, so it's
Yeah.
probably close to that.
Sorry, we don't mean
No,
to
no. In my
bring
notes,
out the
it
years or
says
things like that.
no. In my notes, it says that you
15,
were
16 years.
15 to 16 years, and you were diagnosed with PCOS in 2023
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I
long time to
sometimes
struggle.
forget that I'm like in my 30s.
Yeah.
But yes,
Me
it was a
too.
very
Same.
long it's a very
Same.
long time.
No, the point of that was to just say like just a congratulations on persevering through that and like
Yeah.
really staying focused and dedicating yourself and your time. And I'm sure you had the support of your husband as well. Both of you like, came together. So we just wanted to congratulate you on that and the pregnancy. And yeah, we're just so excited for you and your future child. I
Thank
don't know
you
if it was
so
twins. I was
much.
gonna say children, but I don't know if it's twins or
There's one in
one.
there.
Okay.
Boy
But
or a
yeah,
girl?
it's a girl.
Oh,
Congrats.
good.
Congrats.
That's
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you. We're excited.
Oh,
But yeah, thank you guys so much for what you do and for all the information you share. Like you make it feel less overwhelming and it's just very clearly presented and I found it super easy to follow. So I'm really
Great.
grateful.
Yeah, really happy to hear
Awesome.
that. And we're continuing to improve on those fronts as well. Like we're making the app better every single month. There's new upgrades coming out. Of course, content wise, we just keep throwing them out there. So we really appreciate your support on that too. It's to talk to sisters like you and just to hear the benefits and how you're happier and stuff. That makes all of this like the goal of all this is to do that. So it makes us really happy to hear.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you, Grace, for joining us today. We love to have you on in the future when you have more time. I'm sure with the baby coming, it's going to be a lot less time, but just thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, we just look forward to chatting with you privately to see how everything continues to go.
Yes. Be
Yeah.
sure to send us a picture when the baby's born. We love to see
Absolutely.
those.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Of
Our pleasure.
course.
And thank you to our listeners. We'll be back next week or in 2 weeks with a new episode. Until then, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.